You need ears, because you need to listen. You need a heart, because you need to understand why people are the way they are. And you need brains to think how's the best way to utilize all of those things. In business, I listen to the operators. I listen to the people who do the work. It drives everybody mad in the organization, because I say I'm only interested in two things. I'm interested in a bit the strategy up here, then I'm absolutely only interested in what the people who do the work every day are saying and what they think about the business. And a classic, when I had the Royal Mail, as you know, I chaired the Royal Mail for a time, and I went into the Royal Mail, and the Royal Mail, you think about it, it is and was a monopoly. It's a 99% market share, or it did have a 99% market share. So imagine having a 99% market share of everything. And yet it lost £1 million a day. So it lost £350 million a year with a 99% market share. You know, that takes a bit of doing, as you can imagine. And the government said, we don't think this is quite right, Alan, could you have a look at this? So I went into the Royal Mail, and everybody said it's terrible because, you know, they don't work hard, their unions are all over us. We had more strike days in Britain. 70% of all the strike days in Britain were in the Royal Mail. So this doesn't sound right. So I went out for 2 weeks, just worked with the posties. Went out on the rounds, went in the mail centres, went in the delivery offices. And do you know what the biggest problem was? Do you think it was pay? No. Generally, people's biggest problem isn't pay. People don't leave organisations because of pay. They leave organisations because they don't believe in the organisation, they don't like the people they're working with. That's why most people leave. The problem in the Royal Mail was the posties kept going on strike because if you're a postman or postwoman, what do you think is the most important asset you've got? It's your feet. Okay, you're out and about, it's your feet. And we were trying to get them, the management at the time, were trying to get them to wear boots. And these boots, unfortunately, you could only get size 6. And we had 30,000 pairs of size 6 boots. And therefore, if you asked for a pair of boots, you got a pair of size 6 boots. And of course, they didn't fit. And so, because they didn't fit, they wore their trainers, because actually that's what you want to wear if you're posted to get around. And then they got disciplined for not wearing Royal Mail footwear. So it was pretty simple, actually. I just said, okay, from now on, they can wear whatever they want. How about that as an idea? And of course, the next thing they had a problem with, they had all the weatherproofs, because if you're a postman, you're out in the rain all the time, but the weatherproofs weren't weatherproof. So they got soaked. And the bag with their mail in also wasn't weatherproof, so half the mail got wet. So what was the problem in the Royal Mail? Nobody was listening to the operators. Let us wear what we want, give us something that keeps us dry, and can we please keep the mail dry? And that's all we did. Didn't do anything about the pay, nothing else. But what did it mean to 250,000 people? It meant to 250,000 people that people were actually listening to what was important to them. We did not have another strike for 3 years.